Oftentimes I get asked, Emmitt, how did you get to this place? It is an amazing journey to reminisce where you began and the process of getting to where you're trying to go. Many of you in here are entrepreneurs, and you all began at very humble beginnings, just like I did. I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, sitting on the floor at my parents' house with my father and some of his friends, and we were watching football on a Sunday afternoon. And my dad had his friends over, and they was all having a great time, and they was all excited about this game of football. And I'm sitting there as a kid getting excited because they all were excited. And we were watching the Dallas Cowboys. I believe they were playing the New Orleans Saints. I remember it as if it was just yesterday. And I could see the excitement, the enthusiasm that my dad had for the sport. And for some reason, I was captivated by the sport. And I turned to my dad and I said, one of these days, I want to play professional football. And I want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My dad looked at me with this look on his face. I didn't know if he wanted to laugh or if he wanted to cry. But he said, son, life is going to deal you some things that you're going to have to learn how to overcome. That's a whole lot for a 6, 7-year-old kid to take in life. I'm living under the roof of my parents. I don't have to pay for nothing. I get all my clothes for free. I'm eating all I want on them. But life, I had to learn how to go through the process of life. So I started dreaming about this and thinking about it, what it is that I want to do. I was imitating everything that I saw on the television. Guys running and making guys miss. And I went out for football when I turned 8 years old. My very first day of practice, I come out, the coach says, what position you want to play? I said, I want to play quarterback. He said, why? I said, I want to be just like Roger Staubach. I want to wear number 12. I said, the quarterback touch the ball more than everybody on the football field. They get paid more than everybody on the football field. And all the ladies love the quarterback. So why not play that position? So I dropped back the pass, roll to the right, take off running for a touchdown, drop to the left, take off running for a touchdown. I don't think I threw not one pass that year. So needless to say, when I turned 9, a strange thing happened. I go out, my coach is Eugene Warren. The very first day of practice, he asked the same question that the other coach did. So I started telling him what I wanted to do. I want to play quarterback. They touch the ball more than everybody. They get paid more than everybody, and all the ladies love the quarterback. He asked me this one thing. He said, have you thought about playing another position? And I said, no. Why would I even think about playing another position? Did you not see me play quarterback last year? He said, yes. That's the reason why I want to put you back here and let you run with the football, because you cannot throw. So I learned something, and the word that I learned was change. Change is going to happen in everybody's life. That was my first time being introduced to change. Now, I could have resisted the change, but I was focused on just playing the game that I absolutely love. Now, by not focusing on changing positions, not worrying about that, I'm 9 years old. I got a whole life ahead of me. So my mind was open up to the possibility of something else. And you know what? He moved me back at running back, and I've been running ever since. And I ran my way all the way up here to Nashville to tell you part of my story. So that was just the beginning. Now, things like that happen to all of us in life. Sometimes we get to a place where we don't know what we want to do, but the beautiful thing about sports that I absolutely love, coaches sometimes see the best in all of us, even when we don't see it in ourselves. And it's the beautiful thing when you have great coaches to bring out the best in you. So I walked in earlier and I saw some people sitting around, and they call it, they having these meetings, and they having these conversations with others. They call them accountability partners. Well, to me, my coaches, Eugene Warren, saw something in me that I did not see in myself. Now, change happened again. The Salvation Army lost the whole entire program, and I had to go to another place. So I went over to a ballpark called Bellevue. Here I am, I'm 10 years old. First day of practice, Charlie Eggers, my football coach. And I walk in, and they forced me to play with 11 and 12-year-old guys. Guys that are 2 years older than I am. I'm 10 years old, and I got to play with 11, 12-year-old guys. That means they're bigger, They're faster, they're stronger, and they hit a lot harder. My very first day of practice, Charlie said, we want you to run the ball between the tires. They put 2 tires down on the ground. Called this the Oklahoma drill. On the other side was this big old white kid by the name of Billy Spriggs. It's amazing. I remember his name to this day. And they wanted me to run. I'm like, how hard can it be? They say, Hut, I take off running. I get to the tires. Billy Spriggs meet me in the, pow! Hit me so hard I got up dazed, staggering around. I think I had my very first concussion that went undiagnosed. I'm staggering around, they jumping around, they patting Billy on the head, and great job, they patting me on my head. I got an instant headache. I'm like, they're like, do it again. I'm like, no, coach, I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to do it no more. That hurt. He said, no, we want you to do it again. I'm like, no, coach, I don't want, I'm thinking about quitting, damn it. Leave me alone. And so he put his arms around me and said, listen, we need you to do it again. But this time, you don't have to let him hit you. So I reluctantly get back in line. And over there, Billy is smiling. My lips started to quiver a little bit. Fear overcame me. For the first time in my life, I'd never been hit that hard before. And as young entrepreneurs, sometimes we step into things that we never experienced before. And if we don't have that type of experience or know someone that has that experience, guess what? We stay on the sideline. We find ourselves at the back of the line trying to avoid Mr. Billy Spriggs because he hits very hard. Instead of getting back into the saddle and facing Billy Spriggs and facing your fears, don't ever let fear paralyze you. The beautiful thing about getting back up and getting back in line right then and there, I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about it. So I'm lining up again, Billy's over there. My lip is quivering. I'm praying to God that I can make it through this. They say, Hut. I take off running at Billy. He's smiling at me. He get close to me. I sidestep him. He falls on his face. I take off running for the touchdown. And I learned a very valuable lesson at that time. Avoid contact at all costs. You see, by getting back up, though, and getting back in the saddle, I didn't have a whole lot of time to process it all. Because if I had time to process it, I'd have been looking for Billy to get in line and say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he's the 5th guy. I'm going to drop back to number 6. He's the 6th guy. I'm going to go up to number 5. I'm going to avoid him. But instead, they didn't give me time at all. They said, do it again. Do it again. See, oftentimes, we want things to be as natural and as easy as possible. But when you are faced with a challenge and you have to face it head on, surround yourself with people who are positive. Surround yourself with people that's been where you're trying to go. See, it's a beautiful thing to have wisdom. It's a beautiful thing to also have accountability partners, because some of your accountability partners have a little bit more experiences than you do.